With the 2022-23 NBA season starting tonight, here are 5 of my favorite picks to win the most improved player of the season. Now, a theme you're going to see with these guys is that it's a very diverse group of players. You know, some of these guys are like close to being a star or kind of on that cusp of being one, but aren't quite there yet, but I think are going to take those improvements to get there. Or you're going to see some role players that are going to get more usage and more touches that are going to allow them to put up higher points per game averages, assists per game averages, rebound per games, all that stuff. And I just believe in every single one of these guys. I'm a huge fan of all 5 of them. I really think they have the talent and the opportunity to improve their stats heading into next season and make a name for themselves in the Most Improved Player Award. But before I get into the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Right Way Sports Network. We bring awesome basketball and football content along with many other stuff. But let's get into the video. Here are 5 guys that I think are going to be in the Most Improved Player race this season. The potential for Oklahoma City's Josh Giddy to take a step forward and break out hasn't been talked about enough during the preseason. With increased ball handling responsibilities and improving scoring arsenal, it's a very real possibility. Giddy is already one of the best passers in the world. He has incredible vision and creativity with the ability to move defenses with his eyes and manipulate them to create or find windows that didn't seem available before. Everyone is well aware of his unrivaled passing ability. However, his scoring is the biggest reason as to why he can enter himself into most improved player discussions. He's already an excellent rim pressurer who uses quick crossovers and craft to generate paint touches. He's not particularly bursty, but he's fast at a straight line and has learned how to use his handle and pace to set up drives. However, Giddy became noticeably stronger over the offseason and showed signs of being able to initiate contact and bump defenders on his way to the rim. This added strength combined with his size will help him finish over rim protectors better and challenge them at the rim. Not to mention his polished floater will give him counters as he gets deep into the paint. Giddy's rim scoring is important for his scoring development, but the progression of his jumper will prove how good his scoring offense is. The Thunder hired Chip England over the offseason, a former San Antonio assistant known for being a shooting guru. Giddy has reportedly spent hours a day training with England, improving his shot, and through a small sample in the preseason, he shot 8 of 15 from behind the arc. He's fixed a lot of the mechanical issues with the shot and looks more comfortable operating from the mid-range. With added bulk, an improving shot, and a more aggressive scoring mindset, Giddy could substantially improve his offensive production, his scoring volume, and efficiency to establish himself as a true most improved player candidate. Precious Sachua is one of the most intriguing young bigs in the NBA. At 6'10", Sachua has incredible movement skills and athleticism, moving more like an athletic wing than a smaller center. Using his incredible physical tools, he attacks from the perimeter as a slasher using his quick first step and functional handle. He's beginning to generate closeouts from defenders as well. Throughout the entirety of the season, Sachua shot 35.9% from beyond the arc and shot 39.5% after the All-Star break on a higher volume of attempts. He's a willing shooter with a smooth release, and the shot makes him tough to defend because opposing players have to respect both his driving and his shooting. And he's such a good athlete that even the slightest bit of room could be disastrous for defenses. He's also a tremendous play finisher because of his monstrous athleticism and his ability to thrive as a roll man in ball screen actions. Sachua is one of few real centers on this roster alongside Chris Boucher and Christian Koloko, and with a lack of reliable, efficient scoring options on this team, his tools and developing scoring skill set could lead to a breakout season. Devin Vassell has quietly been one of the better players from the 2020 NBA draft class. During his first season in the league, he was mostly a defensive-minded wing whose main form of offense came on spot-up threes, which he converted on a solid 34.7%. However, during his second season, we saw glimpses of upside and skills that point to a higher upside than that of a spot-up shooter. He displayed flashes of mid-range scoring and shot-making, using sharp footwork to rise over defenders or get into a short fadeaway. He became a more frequent pull-up shooter and began generating more baskets off his own creation. Now that DeJounte Murray is in Atlanta, I think Vassell continues to expand his off-the-dribble game and improve drastically as a scorer now that he's in a more featured role. He's always been a good spot-up shooter and is extremely comfortable pulling up in mid-range. With more ball handling responsibilities, I think he's capable of putting up big scoring numbers and showing off the good passing vision he has for a wing. I think it's going to be a big season for Devin Vassell, and while I don't think the Spurs are going to be very good, I think he's going to establish himself as one of the most improved players in the NBA. After years of receiving hype from the members within the organization and not being able to put it all together, Anthony Simons had his breakout season. For the entire season, he averaged 17.3 points per game and 3.9 assists per game on 40.5% from three. Those are impressive numbers, but his true breakout occurred when Damian Lillard went down with an injury. During that stretch, specifically the last 27 games, Simons averaged 23.4 points per game, 5.8 assists per game, and shot 42.3% from behind the arc. He became one of the most prolific guard scorers in the league, and as the number 2 guy next to Damian Lillard, that should continue to be a theme. Simons is one of the best shooters in the league, a lethal shooter off the catch while also being a pretty good pull-up shooter with some ridiculous moments of space creation. Although he may be a tad overstretched as a primary initiator, he will slide into the former CJ McCollum role perfectly. He'll be able to spot up and operate as an off-ball shooter while also being able to handle the ball when Dame's off the court. With a more consistent role within the offense, Simons can thrive as a scoring guard and become a fringe 25-point-per-game scorer and become one of the most improved players in the league. My pick for the 2022-23 NBA Most Improved Player Award is Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves. One common trend for the Most Improved Player Award that I think we're going to see going forward is an individual player taking a leap while his team also takes a leap. For example, Ja Morant improved tremendously, and the Grizzlies took a huge leap from a play-in team to the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. I think we see something similar with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards takes a massive third-year jump, and the Timberwolves are going to become one of the West's top teams. The Timberwolves acquired Rudy Gobert to show that they're clearly all in on winning this season, and I think a big reason for that is because they believe in the leap Anthony Edwards is going to take. With his huge, high-level ability to pressure the rim, combined with his elite pull-up shooting, he's due for a huge scoring season. He'll establish himself as the clear number 1 offensive option on this team, but he can also still attack off the catch when he's playing off of guys like D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns. I think Anthony Edwards will mainly take a leap as a scorer, but it can't be understated that he could also see jumps in his playmaking production and his defensive impact. I think he's going to improve his all-around game a lot, and with the Timberwolves projected to take a massive jump up the standings, I think Anthony Edwards will bring home the 2022 NBA Most Improved Player. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more basketball videos like this and for other types of content, including NFL, UFC, baseball, and much more. I'm Thomas Stapleton, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.